just like the love we made.
Hi guys, it's Shishka Barber 1 coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. Today's video, guys, we're going to do many things. It's a multi-hitter. I haven't done videos in a while, so here you go. Well, I did my live stream yesterday for the beastly crab or whatever, and that was good. So the second part of this video is a crab wrap-up. The first part of this video, guys, is introducing the new tribals for basically the first cycle of October 2018, and then the third part will be map clear with Masterpiece Boost. Let's jump into part one, guys. Tribals. Tribals are here. I'm glad to see new tribals. Got kind of bored with the last cycle, and of course the cycle before that was all defensive oriented. So let's see, what did we get for offense this time, guys? What is the flavor of this tribal? Short story, it's better than the last two, but not great. Let's get into it one by one, though, shall we? Let's start off with the Spirit Dancer tribe, guys. Resource reward plus 50%. Hello, that's awesome. We haven't had an economy tribe in at least 3 cycles, I think, so that's going to be great. We'll have a lot more gold at the higher VP to do more attacks, and you can try out more stuff, get more experimental with your troop attacks, and possibly boost less because you'll be able to make more attacks, you know? There's always a trade-off between like gold and power powder and crystals and all that stuff. So that's going to help. Another thing that kind of helps with it, if you think about it more, is it's not just gold, okay? Obviously, it's all the other resources that we don't really care about. But they do matter, guys. They do matter because those get turned into raw crystals. And just coming off the crab cycle, people already probably made a couple of dumps right away into raw crystals. So that threshold for how much resources a max level player will be holding, it's already a bit higher because of the crab inflation. And then now that we've got resource reward, we'll be able to fill that up more quickly. And basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is we're going to be getting more raw crystals as a result of this tribal. So it's also very powerful in that regard. Gives you some more freedom to boost stuff because, like tribal abilities, because you know you can expect that you'll be getting more resources back, assuming you're attacking, of course, right? But if you're higher VP, then you're attacking a lot. So that's a given. Anyway, moving on to the Ice Guard tribe. Sniper tower damage plus 50%. This is probably the best defensive tribal. This round of tribals is not too good for the defensive level players, or the defensive-minded players, I should say. But it is what it is, and Sniper Tower plus 50%, that will affect Bullet, especially on bases that are already boosted. Like I said, Sniper Towers are kind of his worst enemy, especially in mass, or in general, they're just going to hurt more. So watch out for Sniper Towers if they're attacking your tanks or any other unit that, you know, can usually take a couple of shots. They're going to take a couple of shots less now that Sniper Towers are doing 50% more damage, but it's not really that much to be worried about. I'm not even sure if I'm going to notice it too much in my attacks. TGM-style attacks, possibly. But anyway... it is what it is. Moving right along, guys. We got the Frostbanner tribe. Cannon health. I suppose this also goes to 50%. I consider this the weakest in the tribes. Oh, I should go back and mention, you notice I did boost Ice Guard tribe. That's simply because I have the resources to do it, and because I know we have the Spirit Dancer tribe. So, for an offensive player, if you want to boost one or the other, I would boost Ice Guard simply because... Back to Ice Guard. I would boost Ice Guard simply because with increased damage, you're more likely to maybe pick off a troop that you wouldn't have picked off before, hence giving you more diamonds and more intel for your task force. So, as an offensive level player, it's the weakest tribal of them all, but if you got a lot of resources, I would recommend boosting that. I would not boost the Frostbanner tribe. Cannon health plus 50% is really weak. Why is it weak, guys? Well, cannons aren't that much of a threat. They don't even have that much base health compared to other structures. For instance, here's a cannon. Here's a level 22 cannon, 11,880 health. Okay, that's good. It's a fair amount. Look at a rocket launcher, for instance, guys. A rocket launcher has 12,980. So cannons don't even have as much health as rocket launchers, and as you know, I mean, when are we ever barding out cannons? We're not. So it hardly even matters that cannons have increased health. Yes, it'll take a little bit longer as you're plowing down a base with a ground and pound style attack or something like that, but it's really weak. If they would have given it to a structure like shock launchers, for instance, they have 16,500 health. It's more valuable. But the base health of the cannon is, let's just say, mediocre at best, and so that makes that bonus ability pretty mediocre at best for a defensive player, I suppose. Excuse me, guys. Okay, moving right along. Now we're getting into the spicy stuff. We got the Fire Spike tribe. Rifleman damage plus 60%. That's a pretty good amount. Riflemen do mediocre damage, let's say, but in mass they do well. If you want to mess around, you can do like all rifleman attacks and stuff like that. Just remember they path a little bit differently because there's a bunch of them and you need more smokes to cover them. But I'm pretty sure you can get away with some all rifleman attacks in this tribal. Clearly this is going to be highly beneficial for RZCM as well. I'll be making the most use out of it with that. I don't expect to do many all rifleman attacks unless I'm just really bored. And Kavan RZCM as well gets a good benefit from that, because obviously with the Kavan RZCM with the second wind, preferably level 6, you're spawning a bunch of Johnsons. Now these Johnsons will be doing more damage. I've tested this in the past. I know that this damage buff will apply to the zombie Johnsons, so that's also very good for the Kavan RZCM. Or basically, obviously, any other troop combination that you run that contains riflemen, but those are kind of the primary ones to look out for. So we'll take it. Now, does this help too much in operations? Well, only if you're running combos that involve riflemen, like an RZCM hit or something like that. But not as much, because we don't see anything going on for Zuka. There's not a lot of love here for operations. I mean, it's very weak, let's just say, for task force oriented players. Ember Fury Tribe, kind of the same story here. Weak for task force players. We've got Grenadier Health plus 50%. I mean, it's kind of useful when you're doing those attacks where the Grens have to just take out some shields or something, and maybe they're taking some rocket damage, so maybe they'll live a little bit longer than before for a task force-minded player, but not a really big deal. For PvP mindset players, it's okay. I think where this might have some like hidden benefit is when you're running, like, say, a TGM combo, okay, Tank Gren Med. The question always becomes, how many medics do you bring, you know? And usually the way I look at it is how much damage is going to be coming out if they have rockets, especially if they have lasers, something like that, and how much damage boost they have. That kind of determines when I pick 1 or 2 medics, and it's usually, let's say, somewhere around 80% damage or something like that. But that's nothing written in stone. That's just kind of like my call. That's where I draw the line. Point is, though, with Grenadier Health at plus 50%, I might push that line a little higher. I might push that line up to 100% or 110% damage or something like that, because I know the medics will have more time to heal them up. It's just that sudden incoming burst damage that you sometimes don't have time to react to. That's why it's useful to have the 2 boats of healers, but with extra health, that gives you more time to react, more time to throw down a med kit, more time for the medics to react as well. So in a way, that can be an offensive virtue, because by taking 1 boat less of medics, you can bring in another boat of tanks or another boat of Grens, something like that. So there's more value to it than meets the eye, I suppose. So obviously I'm going to boost it. It's an offensive ability, and hey, I like it, because now with rifleman damage, this is like an RZCM flavor. With a Grenadier Health, this is TGM flavor. So these are my 2 favorite tools for PvP attacks, and each one is augmented in a certain way. It's nothing game-breaking, but it's beneficial, right? Last, and certainly not least, probably the best, in fact, without a doubt, I will say it is the best of all the tribals right now, is Barrage, of the Lifewell tribe, is the Barrage damage, plus 50%. Hey guys, more damage is always better. So this makes the barrages more valuable, and we'll just have to keep in mind when we're barding out structures that our barrages are doing quite a bit more damage. They should be hitting about, what is it, 17k or so on the target? Well, usually I estimate they hit for 10, so let's just say usually now they're going to hit for about 15. But I know the number's, well, it's much higher than that. 21k. So I don't know. It's just, you know, some of the rockets miss the structure, right? So anyway, they're going to be doing 50% more damage, guys. So that is awesome. So all in all, I think this tribal is shaping up to be a really good one. Much better than, say, the last 2 cycles, I would say. Although the GBE was nice. The GBE was nice. Crab wrap-up time real quick, guys. This crab, pretty good. Pretty good format, as you guys know. We got the 40 turns with no troop reload time, or not troop reload time, but, you know, no attack reload time. So all the 40 attacks were up front. That's a really good format. There wasn't nearly as much time pressure to get things done. And, you know, we got good sleep. I was able to go out and actually have fun Friday and Saturday night. In the end, I almost call this a procrastination crab, because I wasn't quite used to that, and I let attacks almost, I finished all my attacks with 30 minutes to go, but as you guys know, I was doing the live stream at the end there, but I was under the gun, and next time around I need to budget my time a little bit more effectively to make more use of my attacks. I also had the boosted cryoneer speed, so I wasn't too happy going into it, so I wasn't really giving it my all, this crab anyway. I was still trying, don't get me wrong, guys. So here's the Canadian leaderboard. Big shout out to Triple J YYZ, rocking it once again at number 1. Good job, sir. And then we see the Mezzo account in 4th. I'm going to assume that's our buddy R Mezzo. I'm not sure, though. Right below him is the turtle. Congratulations, sir. Hope you had a fun time this crab. I think the procrastination aspect might have affected you too. Got Bismarck right below him, Alex, all these people we see all the time. Sergeant Slaughter. Here's our Mezzo, probably the pacer for the Mezzo account. They're at 12th. Crazy Turtle, probably the pacer for Turtle's account, sitting in there at 13th. And then me at 15. So I finished 15th this time in Canada. Still not bad, I'll take it. Not as good as my third place finish last time, but hey, it is what it is. Zedmont coming in at 19th. I didn't even see him pop on there. Congratulations, sir. Wow, that was close. And moving right along, anything else? The Chicken down there at 31st place, guys. Congratulations to the Chicken. All these YouTubers representing. You know, we gotta stay strong. Gotta show our viewers that we might know what we're doing. Sometimes. Hell's Army. Let's see, who else? I don't know. That's about it. I mean, I don't know every player in the game, so I'm just calling out people that I recognize that are in the YouTube circles that we all play with. But I hope that they give us more attacks in the future. I think with this format, only having 40 attacks does a couple of things. Zedmont highlighted one of the points in his video, which was maybe this is hurting Supercell's ability to entice people to purchase endless reserves because there's not as much pressure to reload your troops. So the other thing that it did is it really benefited the pacer pusher guys or whatever, you know, the people that have multiple accounts and they use one to kind of trailblaze and then the real one comes in after. And with less attacks, they're able to spend more time on each attack because they have to do multiple attacks, guys. They're doing this on at least 2 or 3 accounts. So, I mean, that means they were doing at least 80 to 120 attacks. So there's still a limited amount of time in the weekend they can do this, but that's much easier than doing, say, 100 to 150 attacks. So, as what it would have been before. So they got, the Pacers definitely got a lot of benefit from this as well. And because there was no time dependency of attacks, they were able to go back and forth directly with their attacks. They will do one attack on the pacer, like say stage 21, and then they go right behind it with the pusher and do stage 21. And depending on the time zone difference before, that wasn't necessarily possible. So that also gave them another big advantage with this format, which is great. I'm not like knocking it. I'm just observing of these trends. What I do want to say is I want more attacks back, guys. I want at least to have the 52 or 54. I forget what the math worked out to be, but the normal amount of attacks that we had, I'd like to have at least that much back because that solves a couple of those problems, or at least it puts things a little bit back to the shift. But we still get the added benefit of attacking at our own time at our own pace. But what it does is it might ensure that endless reserves or instant troop reload, whatever the heck they're calling it now, it still has some value because if you give more attacks than there is time to train troops or make it really tight, then that puts a lot of pressure on the players to go ahead and purchase instant reserves or instant troop training, whatever the heck they're calling it. The other thing it does is it also makes it tougher for the pacer pusher guys. I mean, if they just want to go super crazy, stay up all night, and they can still get away with that, but they'll have to have more attacks to manage, more attacks to deal with, and that just takes more time. And but I think in a way that's good because it also kind of like brings down that extra advantage they've gained now with this format, just to kind of normalize it. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong. Like that is the way to do it. You know, me though, obviously, I don't have a pacer account. I'm not even sure if I would go to that extent because it seems like an awful lot of work, and I respect the work that they do to go into it. But at the same time, don't make it so enticing that people feel compelled to do that, right? So I think they should try to narrow that advantage gap a little bit. And I think by adding more text into it, that will be beneficial. And my initial argument going into it, which I said from the onset of this crab, was simply that I want to get all my resources. Like I was always depending on the crab to provide power powder because at the higher stages, you tend to get more power powder back for every power powder you invest, right? Because the rewards are bigger, you know? And by having this type of format with a tough crab with less attacks, you don't go as far, so you don't actually get as many rewards back off the crab. It's actually less enticing. You know, like if maybe for me now, the value of endless reserves is less. It's less for a couple of reasons. I don't need all the attacks, and I'm not getting as much sweet loot from the crab, presumably. Now, in all fairness, I didn't do any power powder counting this go around, and because the structure was different, there were a couple times, like Saturday night, I was over at a friend's house. I went full boost, but I didn't like focus all 3 hours. So I can't say that power powder was purely dedicated to the crab. Some of it just went off into the ether because I was having fun, you know. But whatever. But I'm going to assume that the rewards really weren't changed, the reward levels versus crab stage levels. So that's another reason why I want more attacks. I want more loot, guys. But anyway, great format. I hope they stick with it, and I hope it works out, and I hope they can maybe tweak it just to fine tune it a little bit and get it just right. But I think everybody agrees with me. Being able to sleep and not worrying about doing your attacks at a certain time was a huge benefit for the players, and something that's greatly appreciated by me and just 99% of the community, at least from the feedback that I've been exposed to. So anyway, there's the crab wrap up, guys. Now, third part of this video. That's a little bit loud. We're gonna do a little bit of map clear. Yeah, I have been a bit like burned out or stagnated into this game right now. I'm letting my VP drop a bit. You can see, guys, I'm in the low 1300s now. I'm waiting for the update, guys. Where the heck is the update? I'm not going anywhere. Don't get me wrong. I just got to go through cycles. I just don't want to. I used to be like killing stuff all the time, checking it all the time, keep my map clear all the time. Now, once or twice a day is what I'm doing. I also let this accumulate because I wanted to shoot this video. So you can see I've already pre-classified a bunch of these bases. What's this guy? He's a 103. Yeah, he's probably our hardest one. Anyway, nothing here is too tricky, but I don't want to make this like brain surgery either. So we're going to go ahead and do a Masterpiece Boost because we can. And got nothing to prove. Oh, we're still rocking our crab statues. I was thinking about swapping out another GBE because now that we don't have the GBE tribe, rocking 2 GBEs, a little bit slim, but well, we'll try this for now. I might come back in here and swap out a GBE for a troop damage or something like that. Why am I holding on to a 10? I don't know. Anyway, I got 2 GBE 17s sitting in reserve, so we can do that. Now, what do I want to do? I want to bring a variety of stuff to the party. I want to actually start off with a Kavan RZCM on the easier bases. You know, guys always start with the easier ones, work my way up to the hardest. So the Kavan RZCM is a 1511, and let's see. So let's just put some more Zookas in. Here we go. 1 boat of Riflemen, 5 boats of Zookas, 1 boat of Crabs, 1 boat of Medics, Kavan, Second Wind, level 6. There we go. Anyway, so this is the typical style for Kavan RZCM that I will run. Now, this is a very GBE dependent attack, and I don't have a lot of GBEs, so this might hurt. But the reason I want to do this is, again, because of the Johnson tribal. Plus 60% rifleman damage should be pretty nice. Now, this guy's a 0 level base. He's full offense, guys. We'll verify those stats. 0 and 0 is correct. What do we see? We see 2 Doom Cannon 3s, and, oh, no, obviously the amplifier. Damage Amp 3. Well, you know, with RZCM, rockets are usually the bad thing, so let's just BART out the back 2 rockets, shock the front, and drop. I could BART out all 3. Actually, guys, remember, we got the super powerful barrages, so no matter what, these rockets are going down with the barrage. Sometimes it's questionable if you don't hit it just right, or if you get RNG, bad RNG with the rockets, with the barrage, the rocket launchers don't go down, but with 50% rocket or barrage damage, they're going down every time. All right, let's start off with Critters, Johnson, Kavan, everybody else. Let's do 1, 2, 3 second wins, and let's put a shock out on the rocket now. Put some Critters on the flanks. Oh, Critter on 1 flank. Yeah, GBE is tight, guys. Let's just hold on to that. Let's see now. We're getting into some areas that need some healing in front of these flamethrowers. Drop in a couple of heals. There's also mines up front. We still got it looked like an amp flamethrower. I guess it's just an animation thing, so the damage amp is down. Put some Critters in front. Doom Cannon's getting a lot of value. Go ahead and put a shock on the machine guns and shock launchers at 3 o'clock of the HQ. Again, it's going straight down to Pound Town. We took a few losses. Most of the Zookas lived, most of the Johnsons died. That's fine. So really losses weren't that bad. But hey, 0 level base, guys. What do you expect? But yeah, a little bit rough with the low GBE. That's definitely what I'm noticing. 380k gold. Yeah, I think resources are going to be pretty good this go around, guys. Let us see. Moving right on. I think there was a 30 level base somewhere. Here we go. 30-37. That's 30% bonus to the building health and 37% defensive building damage bonus. Let's verify that. 30 and where's cannon? 37 is correct. What do we see for the prototypes, guys? Well, we see Shock Blaster 3, Shield Gen 3, and Doom Cannon 3. Yeah, we'll stick with Kavan RZCM, and I feel like, though, this is the last hit I want to do with it until maybe I drop another GBE statue in. Yeah, so same idea. We want to obviously get rocket launchers down. In this case, since they're all kind of set back a bit and GBE's tight, I'll actually just BART them all down. We'll get barrages on these 2 that have other structures in a whole 360-degree perimeter, and then we'll use artillery for this guy. And yeah, take it from there. Actually, you know what? Now we'll just bar out 2 of these. Forget about that one that I'm going to use artillery on. Let's use barrage on these 2 guys. They should still be gone with only a 30% building health boost. We got 50% on the barrage guys, so they're dead. And yeah, we'll leave that one up. Let's go Johnson, Kavon, everybody else. Let's go 1, 2, 3 second winds. We'll drop some critters right when we start to enter rocket range, right about here. Critters will outpace the Johnsons, and they should lead the fire of the rockets a bit. Okay. Let's put some critters on the left flank. We're gonna really need to work on this. Can't even think, guys. Shock launcher? Not shock launcher. Shock blaster. Because it's gonna get a lot of work on our troops since we don't have a lot of critters going out. So we just need to keep that in mind. Okay, it is under cryo right now, so that's good. Let's go ahead and throw down a couple of heals just to help out the healers right now. Yeah, shock blaster. Well, it was under cryo. It's not cryoed anymore. But our troops are nailing it, so that'll be fine. Go ahead and do another round of second wind. I think we'll go ahead and lay down a shock for the shock launcher and mortar up top. If I had some critters, I would love to throw them down on the left flank up here. Here we go. Don't hit those mine, Zukas. Oh gosh. Well, we lost most of those Zukas. Darn it. If I could have just dropped those critters a little bit sooner, they would have hit the mine, Zukas would have been alive, and those critters would have been tanking for the Zukas, and it would have been a thing of beauty. But instead we have 2 Zukas that lived. Whatever. Everyone's going straight down to Pound Town, guys. You know it, I know it. Arabic letter guy, he's about to know it. And, wait for it. Kaboom! Just like that, Arabic letter player goes right on down to Pound Town with Kavon RZCM 1511 and the second wind, level 6. Okay, so got that out of my system. Hey, daily reward, ice shards, thank you very much. Let's switch up to TGM 152, bullets best. I still have 332 loaded from the crab. Let me change this real quick. Now that we have the extra grenadier health, you know what, I'll make my standard layout TGM 161. And this will be my standard for this tribal, because like I told you before, guys, with the extra grenadier health, you don't need to carry as many healers as often. So, but you know, depending on the base, depending on the damage, you might want to bring another healer. But I think 161 you can get away with, possibly a 251. But we'll do 161. It's sparing on the GBE too, so that's nice because we don't have a lot. Anyway, where the heck are we? Probably in the 60 level bases now. Yeah, I see a bunch of 6s out here. That's usually just masterpiece boosted, right? Like they have 2 masterpieces of 64, 74. That's a two masterpiece defensive health and building damage boosted base, right? That's why you see a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of value on the masterpieces, right? He's hiding them somewhere. There they are, back in the trees over here. If you didn't see them. Verifying those stats: 64 and well, can't do it on that cannon. 64 and 74 is correct. Is that what I had? Yeah, 64, 74. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that, guys. What do we see for the protos? Well, we see an amp Doom Cannon 3, which precludes the inevitability of having a damage amplifier 3, and of course we got Shield Gen 3. So we're running TGM. Doom Cannon is nothing to bullet. He doesn't care. Amp it up. He doesn't care. But he does care about his shock launchers. Standard drop puts bullet kind of in the middle, the rest of our troops on the right, and I like to just BART out the what I call bullet side shock launcher, which will be the left one, because on the side but the right, a lot of times we have to throw shocks to like catch a boom cannon that might turn to a tank, but guess what? You can get a value shock on the shock launcher. So that's why the bullet side shock launcher takes priority. Well, not only that, but because it's really bullet that we don't want to get shocked, because that's where you run into problems. Like if he's getting low on health and you want to give him a drink, but he's shocked, he can't drink. So for all those reasons, the bullet side shock launcher, it takes priority in the TGM combination. And all that being said, stupid owners online. But it's okay. This pretty much applies to every single base that we hit with this, so we can apply that principle on this guy, who is a 6472. Let's verify the stats. 64 on the health is correct, and 72 on the damage is also correct. Checking out the prototypes, guys, we see Shock Blaster 3, and, of course, Damage Amp 3. Now, because there's no shield, guys, it's just begging, absolutely begging to be destroyed by warriors. And even more so because they put a shock launcher right here. I can't let this be. So we're coming right back with warriors to hit up Master. And, of course, he'll probably be online. I mean, you know, it's all about bringing the right tool for the job, you know? And this one is screaming warrior base. So that's what we're going to give him. We're going to give him what he wants. Taking a look for hidden mines. He might be devious like I am. No, they're pretty much all exposed. So that's pretty, you know, ill-advised, let's just say. One of these, our nice 50% barrages, will do a good job battering down the headquarters and clearing out these boom mines and shock mines. I might even lay down an artillery just to clear the boom mine to help prevent value. We'll have plenty of GBE because there's really only 2 shocks. No, there's really only 1 shock we need to lay down, and that's just to cover these shock blasters. We can catch the shock blasters and these 2 rockets all with 1 shock. Nothing else really matters. We'll go ahead and put a shock on the sniper tower as well to catch the flamethrowers. Bullets taunt should have everything else that's basically going to be in range. And the shock on the sniper tower will also cover the boom cannon. The cannon is out of range of the warriors. Only thing hitting the warriors will be an amped rocket. If we have the GBE, I'll even throw our 3rd shock over there. But it's not necessary. If anything, just putting heals out would be absolutely fine for the warriors. Alright, blah, blah, blah. Let's kill somebody, huh? Okay, so like I said, yeah, see, GBE is already tight, guys. Only got 104, so I don't want to get too carried away with how we spend it all. But let's put a barrage right here on the HQ. Should take out all that junk around it. And I will also drop an artillery right here. We'll get 2 mines and 1 boom mine. There we go. Okay, now go ahead and let's see. We'll drop everybody. Let's do some warrior drops like this. Let's go ahead and drop bullet up front. Give him a bit of a head start. Let's get everybody going this way. Just like so, guys. Flare the HQ and a smoke. Oh, looks like they're going to go wide on those mines. Alright, it's okay. Nothing a heal can't fix. Alright, taunt is up. Throwing down a heal. Getting our shocks ready. Shocking. We'll go ahead and throw down 1 more heal. That doesn't matter. Just like that, guys. Kaboom! Master goes down to Pound Town. And, how many warriors did we lose, guys? Goose egg. 0. So that's why this base was screaming to be hit by warriors. That's why we had to do that, guys. I didn't know it was going to be 0, but you know, when you're good, you're good. I'm just kidding, but come on, that was a pretty bad base design, guys. Anyway, looking at this guy now. Who do we got? XD, some kind of smiley face. Giant jug of water. Okay, stats. We are looking at a 64-72, verifying stats 64 and 72 is correct. Prototypes, guys. We got Doom Cannon 2, we got CMO 3, and look, probably Shield Gen 3 hiding back there. Yes, we do. Okay, well, we're not going to come with warriors. We could, but this isn't... I don't really want to bring warriors around, guys, because they're not really featured in the tribal right now. They're not really benefited by anything. So let's go back to TGM. Let's find that guy again. Where was he? XD. Here he is. Okay, take a quick scout. So, shock launchers, usually the stuff that we like to kill. One way in the back, we don't even worry about him. We'll BART this guy out. Pretty standard junk. Just make sure that the Doom Cannon's targeting bullet. And I guess we'll probably want to BART out the CMO, or otherwise just keep him under wraps. But, we'll just pay attention to CMO. The big threat from CMO is, of course, like if he caps our healers, especially because we're only carrying 5 healers, because the healers have the lowest health, but the player's online. So, fantastic. Moving right along. Why is everybody playing right now? Well, heck, we'll go to the 8 level base. 83-115. This guy has a bunch of damage boosts. He's the highest damage boost player. He's got a bunch of these unboosted damage guardians sitting over here. Verifying the stats, guys, 83-115, 83 on the health is correct, and 115 on the damage is also correct. Looking at the protos, see a Flotty 3 up front, Flotsam Cannon 3. We see a Doom Cannon 3 in the back, but they can both be shocked with the same shock, so it's not the best placement. And we see a Shield Generated 3 far back. TGM don't really care about Flotties. They can kill healers if the healers are on bullet, so sometimes it's advisable to give bullet a drink while he's burning down the Flotty, not just to help him burn down the Flotty, but also to boost his health, to make it less likely the healers are around him when the Flotty goes off. Just one little tip there. But it doesn't really bother me too much. The only thing is we got to keep an eye on the Doom Cannon. Standard stuff, guys. We'll just go ahead and BART out the bullet side shock launcher, and we'll just take it from there. Good, he's not online. Okay, but there's going to be a bunch of damage coming in, so, well, actually all the rockets are up front, so we're going to be kind of okay. It might have been a better idea to bring 2 boats of healers, but I think we can get away with 1. This will be a good test for the Grenadier health. Okay, here we go. So let's drop bullet, tanks, everybody else. We'll use some critters to distract in a moment here. We'll do it right now. We'll take out this boom mine and get a little distraction just in case the sniper towers start looking at the, tanks or the Grens or anything like that. Okay. Now let's keep an eye on the action. We need to throw down a heal over here, just to help out. See, we got time to react. Let's give Bullet a drink. He absolutely. In fact, you know what? Let's shock all these sniper towers. He might already have the tribal. I should have checked for that, but Bullet's getting ripped up, so I'm going to guess that he does have the tribal. Now, keeping an eye on the boom cannon to the 6 o'clock of the HQ. Give Bullet a drink. Checking out GB92. Shocking the boom cannon and the shock launcher. Damn it, boom cannon still got there a little bit faster than I could get, even though I have my eye on him. Things are going good. We're just going to have to let Bullet take a turn. We did not BARD out anything, did we? Yeah, let's BARD out the stupid shock launcher. 2 barrage, and probably 1 artillery. I forgot to BARD it out. Now it's dead. We will cycle a shock, actually that misses the shock launcher, doesn't it? Well, that was a horrible shock. Whatever. Okay, let's see. We're down to 4 healers. Might lose 1 right here with Bullet. Yes, we do. We're down to 3. That's okay. Bullet's health is nice and low. Everything's looking good, guys. Just letting the Grens kill whatever it is they want to kill. Don't want to let Bullet get too low, but I think he'll be okay because everything else is dying. So he's nice and low on health, doing more damage. Or actually, he fires more quickly, guys. You know that. When he's basically at 0% health, and when he's this low, he fires at 100% rate. So you're getting double the damage out of Bullet when he's low on health. You know that. That's why we like to keep him low. We've only got 1 healer kind of tossing a little bit of love. That's okay. I actually prefer that because it keeps him doing more damage. And the mortar's gone that was hurting him. At this point, we should just burn. Flare everybody in close. Go ahead and put some critters down. And here we go. Of course, you flare in close for extra DPS, and also to allow you to place critters. The ones on the sides might get hit with the grenades, but for the most part, they stay alive. You guys know this, but I'm just repeating it in case you have any new viewers or anything like that, or maybe you forget stuff. It's been a while. Haven't done any videos in, gosh, over a week, so it is what it is. Just like that, kaboom. Let's just call it Chinese letter player goes down to Pound Town. No, this is TGM 161 with Bullet Me drink, of course. And guys have asked me in the past, why don't you use taunt? Taunt's cheaper, whatever. In the end, I don't really find it to be valuable unless there's a heck of a lot of damage. Plus, the energy drink has far more uses than just regaining health. You get the speed bonus, and you get the increased damage that comes with it. So you might use it for movement. You might use it for a quick burst to get down a high priority target. And last but not least, or synergistically, you might also use the heal bullet at the same time. But it's not just for that, and there's a lot more utility, a lot more uses with it, and Taunt really gets its value when the damage boost is very high, because then when Taunt is active, it's really mitigating a lot. I mean, I guess it's kind of a weird argument, because it doesn't matter, because the bullet already has built-in pain tolerance, and Taunt only just dips down a certain amount below it every time, but, well, I don't know. Forget it. Let's not pick this one apart. I think it's still pretty much correct, but now I'm not understanding quite the logic why. Let's check if this guy's back offline. Yes, he is. Okay, we've already looked at this guy. He was a 64. He was basically a boosted masterpiece guy, right? 64, 74, something like that. Yeah, this is where we BARD out bullet side shock launcher, 1 barrage, 1 artillery. Let's see where that gets us. Actually, let's just see how much 1 barrage does, because it's going to be quite a bit. Okay, and 1 artillery. Yeah, almost got it. Well, there we go. 2 artillery. All right, dropping bullet, tanks, everybody else. Okay, here we go. Starting off with 83 GBE. Moving right along. Everything's looking good. We just need to keep an eye on the Doom Cannon primarily. And as you can see, guys, the 1 boat of medics was perfectly sufficient for that last base. So, yeah, that's the good thing about the extra Grenadier health right now, guys. You don't need as many medics. Just keep an eye on the Doom Cannon, keeping an eye on Bullet's health. We'll give Bullet a drink right now. We'll give him another drink because it just looks rough right now over there. And we'll go ahead and shock Boom Cannon and Shock Launcher to the 3 of the HQ. Losing a couple medics and all this, I see it, that's fine. Giving Bullet a drink. We just need to get through the sticky parts. Put some critters out to help mitigate damage from the sniper tower. They will live long enough to mitigate just enough damage to not worry me. We've got 3 healers left, 17 GBE. Everything's dying. Just a matter of time. Grenadiers need to pick up the pace a little bit here. I think Bullet will survive. We do have another shock available if we need to shock anything doing too much damage. So right now the cannon is doing the most damage to bullet, but it's going down. Everything's looking great. We'll be just fine. Let's see. Do we want to go for the shield gen? It's kind of tough. I'm thinking we're just going to leave the troops where they are right now because we're actually getting a lot of damage to the shield gen. But again, we're also getting a lot of damage to the shield. It's a race, guys. Honestly, I should just probably move in for the burn, but I can't even tell which is going to go first. I think the shield gen went first. Anyway, whatever. Go in for the burn. Drop some critters, drop some critters, drop some critters, and artillery. Now, that's too many critters. Like, that's dumb because they fan out. And I know this, right? I'm spending GBE because I have it. But obviously, really just one box of critters is all you need because multiple critter boxes, they fan out more around the target. And, well, they're going to get killed. The ones in the periphery will still get killed by the stray grenades. 2 healers were lost in that. Not bad. Yeah, I'm really liking TGM in this tribal, guys. It's looking pretty strong. That grenadier health actually means a lot. They're less fragile. So, this guy, it's 472. We're not scouting anymore. We're just attacking. We had to look at the guy anyway. SEMO, Doom Cannon, Shield Gen 3 up in the trees. It's really the SEMO that's my biggest threat, but we'll BART out the shock launcher. 1 barrage, 1 artillery. See where that gets us. It might require a second artillery. Yes, it will. Okay. Nope, didn't go off. Okay, there it is. Now, we'll drop bullet kind of up where the sniper tower is, and then everybody else further right. Put some critters up here to take out the boom mine and hopefully pick up the shock mine as well. And there we go. Alright, now, so we had to put bullet over there because we want to make sure he's got the attention of the doom cannon, of course. We need to make sure the boom cannon right here is always looking at bullet, but I'm pretty sure he'll be just fine. We'll drop down a heal, although it's kind of bad because they're moving, but just want to help the healers keep up a little bit since we only got 1 boat of healers and we got some grenadiers taking the rockets. Now, the boom cannon will probably turn. Yeah, we'll go ahead and shock it. I don't want to lose tanks quite this early. Let's give Bullet a drink just to hurry him up. He's having trouble going around this corner. Yeah, Doom Cannon just turned. I don't know if we'll catch it in time. No, we didn't. Yeah, Bullet's not really in the ideal spot. Now we're getting into SEMO territory as well. We need to keep that in mind. Give Bullet a drink to hurry up. 101 GBE, cycling the shock. Okay, now is where we need to do some repositioning. Let's get everybody over here, kind of coming in towards the Doom Cannon. Put some critters down. Okay, we might lose that tank. I'm okay with that. I'm just trying to preserve GBE. Because we're coming into the range of the SEMO, and we're really going to need it for SEMO, because I need to start shocking. We've already done a few shocks. Okay, we're going to start shock SEMO now, because he's picking off our stuff. Give Bullet a drink. Darn it, he got shocked too, because that would have been a nice little burst of damage on SEMO. That's okay, though. Everything else looking good. We're just going to cycle shocks on SEMO, possibly throw a heal for those Grens. No, healers are more or less keeping up. SEMO's going down. Everything's looking good. I want to approach this base. Well, no, we're okay. Actually, no, I don't like being in front of this mortar. I want to get everybody over here. Give Bullet a drink. Smoke and smoke. I wish I had enough for critters, but we don't. We do have a heal, though, so that'll help. Drop a heal over here. It's getting a little tight now, guys. A little bit rough. This was probably not a good flare, but I think it's going to work out now. We've only got 3 healers left. 1 minute and 50 seconds. We'll go ahead and definitely throw down a stinking heal. Bullet has been going all over the place in this particular fight. Like, he's been taking many bad paths. I mean, it's obviously my fault. I'm the one throwing him down, but usually it's not this erratic. But it'll be okay, guys. We're just coming in, collecting GBE. We're going to bring everybody over towards the side. Make sure Bullet has the lead here as well. And we'll be just fine moving in here for the final assault on the HQ on XD's base. He got a lot of my troops on this one. But hey, whatever, we got it. Straight down to Pound Town, guys. You know how we do it. We will not have enough for another drink. That's okay. We do have enough for a barrage, which is kind of juicy right now. Let's go ahead and throw down a barrage. Throw down an artillery on that shock launcher as well, just to help finish it off. There we go. And yeah, we'll just take it from here, guys. 1 minute 2 seconds. Got plenty of time. Time is not the issue. Just gold. The gold's not really an issue because we got the, what was it, Spirit Dancer Tribe with the resource reward bonus. Kaboom! Just like that, XD goes down to Pound Town. But we took some losses. Not gonna lie, I'm sure we paid more than we gained on that one. 160k we took, but to reload probably around 300, 400. Yeah, that was super expensive. Anyway, whatever, guys. Kaboom! Just like that. In fact, let's go ahead and dump some more resources, guys. Boom, boom, boom. We'll even drop 500k gold. That's okay. We can shed that easily right now. Still haven't even done Hammerman yet. I'm not making a video for that, though. It's not going to be a 4-parter, guys. This is long enough. But I do have to do that later, and that does take gold, as you know. Okay, we got the 100 level base. Is that it? Did we kill everybody else? Everybody else dead? Well, you know what we haven't done is an actual RZCM hit. We were just doing Kaban RZCM. Let's switch up to RZCM 3311 with Sparky and most likely the Critter Swarm. Okay, what do we have here? What the stats were 90-74. Let's verify that. 90 and 74 is correct. What do we see? 2 CMO 3s. I like your style, sir. And a Shield Gen 3. Yeah, CMOs, they're always good value, guys. They always pick off troops. They're always netting you gems and intel. So I like them. I got 3 CMOs on my base, if you didn't notice. Anyway, RZCM, what was the health? 90%? Okay, well, the Barrage tribal is super nice. So that really makes RZCM attacks even easier to pull off, because you know how we like to BART out the rocket launchers. CMO in the back will be a little bit pesky. Well, I'm thinking, do I want to smoke back, take out the shield gen, and then come forward? Because there's a lot of free GBE structures in the back that we can benefit from as well. Or do we just want to go straight up the gut, straight up the middle, take them right to Pound Town? And I think we will. Just, keep it simple. So to do that, though, we're actually going to have to BART out all 3 of the rocket launchers. That's okay. Let's do one barrage. That barrage, my finger slipped a bit. I bet the rocket on the left has the most health after all 3 of these barrages go down. Well, not so much. Anyway, dropping artillery on each, see what we get. Aha! The one in the middle was the one that had the crappiest barrage. There we go. 41 GB to start. That's perfectly fine. Not a lot of splash up front other than the machine gun, so we'll actually do a double critter box drop on the machine gun. 1 drop for the mines, the other drop to distract. 1 drop for the mines, Johnson, Sparky, everybody else, 1 drop to distract. And a critter swarm just because, we can. Now, there is a CMO up there, and there are flamethrowers, I guess, that are in range, so maybe it's not the best. Let's go ahead and do a value shock, try to catch CMO, mortar, and shock launcher. And guess what, guys? We got all that stuff. Okay, I think right now shocks are going to be pretty valuable just the way things are. I'd like to do the same type of shock on this other side. Here we go. Put down a heal in front of the machine gun. Go ahead and do a critter swarm. Get some more critters into the mix. There's not a lot of splash up right now. Let's go ahead and do a shock on the right side, catch a bunch of the splash and the shock launcher that was still standing. At this point, guys, really the CMO and the flamethrowers that are close to the HQ, they're my biggest threat. I want the flamethrowers to go down so we can get some more critter accumulation, and then that'll keep the CMO busy, basically. Other than that, okay, we can flare back now because we've got all of our primary targets down. We'll go ahead and do a critter swarm, and just hold on tight, guys. CMOs should be busy popping off critters, so I think we're in a great shape. And just a matter of time for, is this Korean letters? Let's call it Asian letter. Asian letter player goes down to Pound Town with RZCM 3311 and Sparky with her critter swarm. Standard stuff, guys. There we go. Kaboom. Piece of cake. RZCM still super, super powerful troop combination. If you don't know how to play it, I highly recommend you learn it. Of course, having instant reserves or whatever the heck they call it really helps because you always lose troops with RZCM. It's guaranteed. We're not looking for perfection, we're just looking for results, guys, and RZCM absolutely brings those results. Okay, I guess it's our final base. He's marked as a 103.87, verifying those stats. We see 103 on the health and 87 on the damage is correct. Taking a look at prototypes, we have a Shock Blaster 3, Shield Gen 3, and that's it. Sniper Tower damage is buffed. I was just taking a look at that, and Cannon health is also buffed. Yeah, for sure. Not that it really matters, but just taking note of it. I was just wondering if the guy's an active player or not, because I only see 2 prototypes. So it makes me think he is active, but why would I only see 2 prototypes? Is something hiding? I don't think so. I think this guy used to have another shield gen, and he just can't produce it. That's another thing we didn't look at. We got new prototype defenses, didn't we? What is in the weapons lab this week? Still got a CMO in reserve. Well, there's a shield gen, so I was thinking maybe he was holding out to produce a shield gen or something. Boom Surprise, Shock Blaster 3, Laser Beam, Doom Cannon, Hot Pot. Oh yeah, okay, so looking at this, my next one to produce is probably Shock Blaster. In the absence of CMO, Shock Blaster is usually my second best friend because he does pretty well on pretty much all troop attack types. Even after the nerf they gave to him, he's still a very powerful prototype defense unit, so I like him. Yeah, anyway, whatever, enough about that. Let's go back and kill that guy. Just couldn't figure out why the dude has 2 prototypes. That's what's weird. Because he's spending power to well, he's only boosting his masterpieces. I don't know. Don't want to overthink it. RZCM. Got shield back there. And our barrages are so powerful, even at 103, we can still bar everything out and just go straight at the guy. We don't have to do anything fancy, so let's not. Let's just take out his rocket launchers, do basically the same style attack we had last time, and we should expect similar results. 1 barrage, 2 barrage, and 3 barrage. Here we go. And 1 artillery, 2 artillery, 3 artillery. Hopefully that's all we need. Boop, boop, and boop. Okay, they're all done. 50 GBE to start. We see a few mines up front. Clear those with some critters. We also see some mines over here and on the flanks. So these triples do spell danger, guys. Keep that in mind. Let's actually just do a corner drop, and that'll give us more time to deal with the mines, and possibly it's less likely to run into some of these that are all the way up here. It also gives us a decent angle coming into the shock blaster. So we will do a corner drop. We will do a flared RZCM drop. When we do the flare drop, we like to do our Zookas first in a typical Zooka fashion, but then wait a little bit for Sparky. Depending on how far you're trying to walk and depends on how long you like to wait. But anyway, and then we start bringing the rifleman after Sparky. Wait a little bit more, bring some cryos, just drop the meds where the flare is. It really doesn't matter. The meds do what the meds do. The idea here is to basically have Zookas up to the front right away, or pretty quickly, so the DPS is just there from the start. See if I can catch a bunch of mines with that. I was hoping they would fan out. Yeah, they did. Well, like, at least caught one of those over there. That's good. Drop some more critters on the left flank, just taking out these triplets and mines. Really all I'm keeping an eye on right now. Doing a critter swarm. Dropping a heal, using an artillery on this other triplet of mines right up there. And taking out 2 is fine. That takes out all the threat. 1 mine is fine. 2 or 3, they really hurt, especially 3. Okay, let's put a shock on the mortar and shock launcher. A little bit late on that. Mortar got some work done. I think we're going to need to take care of this shock blaster because it's doing some serious work to our troops. Wow, that machine gun, guys. Where are my healers? The healers are just nowhere. That machine gun got some real value. I just saw a bunch of Johnsons get lit up. That's machine gun RNG damage for you at its best. Let's go ahead and put a shock right on the HQ. There's a lot of splash around there that I want to get rid of. Put a heal down for these Johnsons. If they get shocked again, they're going to die, so they need some assistance. Definitely, because we want to get down that shock launcher as well. It's a high priority target. As soon as the shock launcher goes down, we can reflare for the final burn right at 6 o'clock at the HQ. Here comes the reflare, throwing down a smoke to help protect troops as they come back. 13 GBE. Means we can't do a whole lot, but that's okay. We don't need to do a whole lot, guys. Just beat down the shield, beat down Jake, and send him on a one-way ticket to Pound Town, guys. Because, you know, that's how we do it. Kaboom! Just like that, Jake goes down to Pound Town. Yeah, you know, so, I mean, rifleman damage, it's nice. Do I really notice it? I don't know. I guess I do, because these RZCM attacks really feel powerful. I mean, like more than before kind of thing. So, it's there. It's nice. We'll take it. And probably the best combo for this new tribal cycle, guys, without a doubt. So, just take a look at the radar, make sure everything's off the map. 1616 is correct. Of course, it's 16 because it's the Hammerman Day. Always the worst day because you can never get 17%. But I digress. It's a whole other topic. Let's end the video here right now, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these tribals, or what you thought about the Mega Crab. Actually, and/or is correct. And is correct because, yeah, those are both pretty important topics to me. It's where I find a lot of interest in this game. It's what keeps things original and new for me, you know. So yeah, anyway, flavors of Mega Crab, flavors of tribals. Let's talk about those. Taste them and tell me what you get, what you like, what you don't like. And as always, have a super fantastic, awesome day. And remember, guys, be kind to others, because if you're not, you're just being mean, and mean people suck. Have a great day.